7. Barrett outside the switch. Doncic goes on.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clutch B-Ball TV. I hope you guys are having an amazing day or night. And yeah, I decided to make this video first off because Buzzer Beater, big time member of mine, big time supporter of the channel, actually suggested this video to talk about like some potential big men we can bring in because we've had some injury issues. Well, in general, if it's RJ Barrett going down, if it's Mitchell Robinson going down, Randall came back after that one game. He was out though. We have had some games Bullock been out, just like Elfrid Payton. We've had injuries like all across the board as RJ Barrett. It's the first time he goes down this season. We'll see if he goes on to play tomorrow. He is questionable with a sprained ankle. I personally do not want to risk that. But yeah, what are some centers we could bring in? That is definitely our weak spot. As of right now, we have Taj Gibson, who is a solid backup, but he's old. He can literally go down with something at any time. Of course, I'm not wishing an injury upon him, like, whatsoever, but I'm just saying he's old. His body's starting to break down. And Nerlens Noel, he's had, like, games that he had injuries in games, but luckily he's come back in certain situations, which is, of course, good news. But yeah, the centers we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about Dewayne Dedmon, and we're going to be talking about John Henson. And you guys are probably like, I don't want to bring in those scrubs. Like, what's the point of bringing in those scrubs of John Henson and Dewayne Dedmon? Of course, Mitchell Robinson is out. He's going to be out the rest of the season with a fractured hand, which is definitely not good news if he's had ankle injuries or those ankle problems in his NBA career dating back to his rookie year. He just really hasn't stayed healthy in the New York Knicks uniform. Nerlens Noel, he's had some flashes of getting injured, but then luckily he's come back in like a quick timetable or whatever. Even Taj Gibson got hurt earlier in the season as well. Like when we first acquired Derrick Rose, which just freaking sucks. Derrick Rose is another person or player that's hurt on this basketball team. And yes, John Henson may not be great. Dewayne Dedmon may not be great. But in today's NBA, you don't need a Patrick Ewing. You don't need an Akeem Olajuwon. You don't need a Shaquille O'Neal. I'm not saying those guys are going to be your starters. But nowadays, you just need guys that can get it done. They're very aware around the basket. They're not ball dominant. They set hard screens. They play tough. They protect the rim. They just don't do anything stupid. At the end of the day, you don't want centers being the reason you don't win games, especially in today's NBA, unless it's like a Joel Embiid or Nikola Jokic because they're the best players on their team and they're going to be making like game time decisions or like in the game, like down the stretch, they're going to be in control of the pace if it's Jokic and how versatile he is dribbling the basketball, setting up plays, or Joel Embiid having the ball at the end of games, like taking that last shot, if you know what I'm saying. But we've seen teams of at least the last 5 to 10 years win championships with not the greatest of centers in the world. But anyway, I think Dewayne Dedmon is someone that I would really honestly go out there and pick up. Dewayne Dedmon, someone who's a good rim protector, is a really good roller to the basket. Again, he's a guy that does the little things and he can get it done. He's someone that is very, very aware. And everything I hear of, like, even when I did research or whatever, like, people love playing with this man. If it was in Atlanta, if it was in Sacramento, wherever he went, people just absolutely loved playing with him. And he's a grit and grind type of basketball player. That's absolutely no nonsense. Yes, he's not a future star. He's not a future center. But we honestly do need depth just in case a Mitchell Robinson goes down again in the future. Just in case Taj Gibson goes down. Just in case a guy of Nerlens Noel goes down. Because I like Julius Randle. Do I trust him to be our rim protector as a 5? Julius Randle's been better defensively. If it's guarding the perimeter, he's not going to get tons of blocked shots. He may have deflections there and there. But can I trust him to constantly make plays when it comes to inside in the paint like a Nerlens Noel does? No, I cannot honestly trust that whatsoever. I actually trusted Dewayne Dedmon, especially in a bench role if it's a third string center. Again, when it comes down to you like having your third string center, you're just expecting okay production. He's not going to be the reason you win games. Like, yes, he may do solid things there and there, and that may result in winning basketball, but they're not going to take over the basketball game. Dewayne Dedmon's not someone who's so unique. He's an old school, pretty much your prototypical type of big man. Then you take a look at a John Henson. I believe the last team he played for was the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's played with the Bucks in his career. He's played with a few NBA teams, and he's like that as well. He's going to block shots. He's good at rolling to the basket as well. So pretty much we would just bring in these guys for depth. We're not bringing them in to be our feature or whatever. If they end up being great, yes, we can extend them because it's always great to have depth. But I'm not saying like give these guys like big time contracts. It's just always good to have depth. And we honestly we just need more centers. We really do. Taj Gibson's actually been power forward most of his career, but the last couple years with the Knicks, he's been playing center. But yeah, let me know down below, like, what are your thoughts on bringing in a guy, John Henson, Dwayne Dedmon? I personally want Dwayne Dedmon more. I trust him. I trust him more. As Dwayne Dedmon actually had like back-to-back seasons of averaging 10 points per game. He's had like nearly 8 rebounds on pretty solid efficiency as well. And he can get it done, like blocking shots. Yes, that was like 2017-18 with the Atlanta Hawks. He was with the Spurs as well. I trust him a little more when it comes to offensively, even though he hasn't been as great like offensively lately in his career, if it's with the Sacramento Kings. But at the end of the day, you're just bringing in these guys for depth. You need bodies when it comes to depth at the center position, just desperately. We've gotten desperate, and we got to bring in these guys. But yeah, let me know down below your thoughts and analysis. And as always, guys, have a humble day or night. Peace out, yo.